One of the most exciting things about being creative is new supplies. And in this video, I'm working on my new sketchbook with some new watercolors, and I'm going to be doing some designs that are just fun. Now, part of the reason I'm doing this is because I've wanted to do this kind of fill a sketchbook project for a long time and just have never been able to kind of fit it in, whatever. So I thought, well, I'm going to just do a challenge. I'm challenging myself to fill this sketchbook, but I hope you come along with me. Get your sketchbook, get your paints out, get your pens, your pencils, your whatever supplies you have, or just go treat yourself to some new ones, and let's work together. So in this one, I have these new CRICUT paints, and I'm just putting them here because I need to be able to reach them with my right hand. But first I need water, which I'm going to put right up here. Now, to begin with, I'm going to divide this page into 9 squares, and I'm not going to measure it. I'm just going to kind of guess, because I'm fairly good at doing that. So this is going to be about here and here, approximately here and here, and it doesn't really matter how perfect it is. And I mean, this is kind of off, isn't it? Doesn't matter. These lines are going to be erased later anyway. So that's all I need that for. Now I'm going to be using a number 12 brush by March. Just to show you the difference here, these are both size 12 brushes. They're not the same, as you can tell, but in this case it makes no matter. And what I want to do is have a color palette that I'm working with. And this is a little set of CRICUT paints that my daughter gave me. And then I was able to find this big set for a really good price, so I ordered those too. And then this little one here is just all pastel. So what I plan to do is use the colors on this side and some of these, and some of these that really appeal to me. And then I have my regular set of watercolors here. So I'm going to let me just push all this over a little bit, like that. I've got some pens that don't need to be in the picture here. And I just need to move this so that there's room for my hands. So, because like I said, I'm right-handed. So my palette, as I said, is going to be mostly these kind of pastel colors, because for one thing, they're my favorite. And I'm just making backgrounds basically for painting other things. And this is very abstract and just really soft. And as you can see, some of these colors in this palette here are so soft that you can hardly see them. Let's put a bit of this in. I don't want them to be so soft that you can't even find them, because that happens sometimes. So let me see. I'm going to add a little bit of paint from over here, just so the edge shows, because if I ever want to scan these, the scanner actually can't pick up too light an edge. It just makes it disappear. And sometimes you want to keep it. Let's see, I'm going to use this little blue as well, a little bit of that blue. Now, some of these colors are really quite intense, but when you kind of water them down, they're not so much. I think I'll also maybe use a couple of the ones out of this one. Let's go with this blue. It's really pretty. and one of these pinks. See how this compares. This set is a Prima marketing set, and I just love the colors. I think it's called Pastels, which would make sense. Let's just throw a little bit of this purple in here. Now, as you can probably see, some of these colors are more translucent or transparent than others. And that's fine, there's no problem with that. Look at this color. Oh man, I love that color. It reminds me of the ocean in the Mediterranean or somewhere. Let's get some of this color here, which I think is the same as that one. And it's also a lighter color, or sorry, a more opaque color. Just want to go back in with some of this. So pretty. So these backgrounds can be used for anything. And what I'm going to do today is prepare the backgrounds and then decide what to do on them. I've actually done this project before and filmed it, and it didn't work. There was some kind of glitch in the camera. I really hope, and this is the kind of thing you don't find out until you're done and your editing program can't see anything. It's crazy, but it is what it is. So these are just like the easiest things in the world to do. You'll notice I'm not going up to the lines. I don't really want that. And let's see. There's quite a bit of water on that corner there, which is not really a problem, but I like how these colors bleed together. What other color should I use? I want something a little bit bright, maybe a little bit pink. The only tricky part here with pink and green together is they kind of get muddy if they're too blended. So I'll show you what I'm picking up here. This is a tray from my main set that has just some dried paint on it, which you can reactivate as soon as you put water in it. So I thought I would use some of that just because I can. I love the pinks. Oh, you know what? I'm going to use some of this yellow-green. Try not to get them too close to each other because, again, you get the sort of red and green together don't work that well. They tend to just go into some sort of shade of brown or whatever. Let's do a little purple down here. Now it doesn't matter if little bits of white show through. I actually quite like that. Now what? I want some just sort of turquoisey color. And these CRICUT paints, I'm not very familiar with them. So I'm trying them as I go along. See, this is a turquoise that's quite intense. And so if I want to use it, I need to just kind of water it down and take the value down. So the difference between value and dark and light value is in watercolor is how much water is in the paint. Ooh, that looks nice together, doesn't it? Ooh, that's pretty. Just gonna run it over here closer to this line because it's kind of, the line is kind of off kilter. But like I said, it doesn't really matter. I actually would like just a touch more of this. Might have gone a little too far. Just gonna soak some of it up here so it doesn't obliterate my pink. Yeah, I better leave it alone. All right, let's get some more of this green in here. Too dark. See, I could do them all in bright colors, which would be fun too, and I might do at some point. But really, I want softer. Let's try this one. This one's almost a sage color. And then a little bit of this. It's really soft. I love pastel colors, so I thought I would try this little palette and see how I like it. I think this little spot needs more blue. So let's bring in this blue. And that's all there is to it. So what you can do with these then is you can paint on them, you can draw on them, you can use ink on them, you can splatter things on them, you can do whatever you want. I'm going to let this dry. In fact, I'm going to help it dry. This, you can see here where the wet paint is pushing back into the dry, but it can't go any further. So what happens is it pushes the pigment, and then the water kind of recedes and leaves that line, which I think is beautiful. So I'm not going to do anything with it. I'm just going to dry these. First, I'm going to take a little bit of this color out of here. There's just too much water. So I just wipe off my brush so it's damp but not soggy. And I can soak some of that up. Also somewhat along in here. All right, let's see. So how pretty is this? Now, what I'm going to do, just make sure, no, it's not dry. This one's wet, and I'm smearing it. It's not what I want. Okay, I think I got them all now. All right. Now, I don't need this right now, so I shall move it. And I don't actually need that either. So let me just kind of neaten things up here. Make myself a little bit more room. Now, what I did on the previous try, which was the video that did not work, was I wanted to add some florals and some leaves and things like that. So in the previous one, which I'll show you when I'm finished here, I did leaves, which are fun and easy to do. This time I think I'll just do some quick flowers, and just, this is abstract kind of random things. So, and which one is this? I want a smaller one. I want a one. Yeah, let's go with this. These are going to be really just simple random flowers. And you can see how easy they are to draw. You can put as many or as few as you like, or you can put none, whatever you like. Let me see. I should find some reference photos. But just simple. Now I could make these as detailed as I wanted to if I really wanted to kind of go for it. I don't really want to right now because I have kind of something in mind for these illustrations, and I may go back later and just add more to them to give them more whatever. Just trying to find something with flowers on it to get some ideas. I have odds and ends of things around here, but oh, where's my flower book? You don't have to come up with everything out of your head because things like this are available. So let's find a likely easy one. Here's one, maybe not easy, but something a little bit different. There's that one. And let's see, what else can we find here? A lot of these are so scientific you can hardly see the plant for the descriptions. Like this one. 5 petals. And then it has a stem with funny little leaves like that, and a stem, and just give it another one here. There, that's a cute one. Trying to find something fairly simple here. Sometimes you're just inspired by the picture in your head, other times not so much. I don't know about that one. So to sketch, all you have to do is look at something. It doesn't have to be exact, it doesn't have to be perfect. Because ultimately, it doesn't matter. You're making art, you're not making photography. And I'll just put a leaf on it for interest. Throw another one over here. there, and that's not all, that's all there is to it. So these ones, I think I'll just give them a little bit more excitement. And same with this one. Now then, if I wanted to, I could go back in here and I could paint these on top of the backgrounds, or I can leave them like this. And I actually quite like them like this. I'm going to put a stem on this one and on this one, just for uniformity's sake. And I'm going to give it, let's see, a leaf out there. All right. As a background, I could just, it could be endless. I could add anything I wanted, but I'm going to leave it like this for now. And I'm going to show you the page that I did first time around that didn't work. But I'm not going to show you the page beside it because that's in another video. So I'm just going to cover this up. And here's the first one I did. So I just did leaves, and then I went in with my brush and painted one leaf on each little vignette here. This one didn't show up very well. Just give it a little going over again. One of the things I mentioned is that some of these colors are more opaque than others. So if you have your ink down first, it'll kind of obliterate it because it's more opaque, so it kind of covers up the color. So in this case, I'm just going to dab in the color around that particular one because I don't want the opaqueness of the watercolor to cover that up. All right, now I hope that if I turn this page, that's not going to run all over the place. But there's the two different pages. There's such a fun idea here for you to do, and you can tell it didn't take me very long. Be sure to check below and get your name on my email list because I let you know when I've got new videos, when I've got new artwork, when I've got new products in my shop, and new courses that are coming along. Please subscribe to my channel, and I'll see you next time.